Alright, so I'm going to be staying on the topic of Valve and Steam Deck. Now, they have a lot of reasons to celebrate the release of their new handheld gaming system, despite some quirks that still need some improvement. Although there's a lot to look forward to, and really a landscape with mobile gaming on iOS and Android dominating a lot of the consumer market when it comes to people playing, even just casually playing video games on mobiles and tablets as well in this situation. So it's good to see something like Steam Deck available. And actually, even today, it's actually the 5-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. So this is really the perfect time to talk about both. I do think for now, the popularity of the deck competing well against the Switch is going to be difficult. Now, some of the some of the good parts of the deck, as far as I know, right now it does run Linux-based software, and it's hard inside the hardware. I do like how there's as expected, the bumper and trigger buttons, the ABXY face buttons, of course, the dual analog D-pad. What's also interesting, as I noticed from pictures and videos, there's like these two trackpads on both sides, left and right side, kind of like what we've seen in laptops. So I think it's also like another way of maybe navigating or camera movement or however it may be. So it's like it doesn't just rely on the Steam OS that Valve has. Like I think other softwares like the Epic Game Store can be installed as well. So at the moment there is like a list of compatible Steam library games, not all of them that are approved to work on the Steam Deck, but there's a good list. And I think when you go through the library, there's supposed to be some sort of symbol or indicator just letting you know that yes, it can or cannot work. But while it's a great idea, it's cool to have like something of a PC handheld and you're on the go. I'm not sure it'll always replace the popularity and power of gaming laptops or gaming PCs people have, and buying and replacing graphic cards and so forth. There is a lot of potential, but I mean, with the Switch obviously being cheaper, between $300 to $330, and also being a bit more convenient, the kind of like the Joy, or sorry, no pun intended on that part. I meant like the use of the Joy Cons, the motion sensing, also carrying it on the go wherever you want to be outside your house. The kickstand, now the kickstand on the LCD model, it worked, but always flimsy and weak, almost like it could be breakable, which is why I'm very happy seeing the OLED model. Also fixing, by the way, the black bezels on the screens. So two two concerns with the Switch OLED. I'm happy Nintendo solved and fixed. So, and it has an amazing library, exclusive or not, as well. But I mean, I think it'll take some time. There is still a lot to like of the Steam Deck, but it won't reach popularity yet, especially being expensive. It does have SSD inside it, so the loading is going to be so much better. At least one of the models has HDD SSD. I think one of them, I don't have the price list, but I mean, I remember Gabe Newell speaking to IGN, like, landing the appropriate price point was very difficult. At one point, I think one of them was like $512. So, I mean, it's a lot to pay for, but you're getting a lot still at the same time. One of the issues, at least according to journalists, it seems to have right now, it can't run the Windows OS software. And speaking of software, the software inside the deck is not entirely stable. It's a bit buggy, but I think it's going to improve over time with patches and so forth. The battery tends to run out quickly. Like, just when you think 8 hours, I mean, 8 hours of battery time is like it's not enough for a 40-watt battery charge. And some people are, at least according to their units that they've got, is like almost done by 2 hours, even at a 50% brightness. So there's clearly some work to be done for improvements, but I think going forward, it could be a good option, but it's not. I don't think it's meant to replace the laptop or computers that most PC gamers use for Steam gaming and so forth. But and plus, as far as I'm aware, it can be connected to your laptop, so that's a pretty good thing. But yeah, I don't want to just I don't want to write it off as something that's not good enough. I mean, there's a lot to like with the Steam Deck, but the more games that work, the more that's being released. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like, but will it overthrow the Nintendo Switch as the more popular handheld option? Definitely not. Definitely not. For some, especially since it's already ahead of, by 5 years when you think about it. But yeah, I mean, 300 to $330. That's a more of an amazing, viable option.